Hey guys, Matti here. I wanted to talk about pull requests. Pull requests are by far the most common way in which we do code reviews today. And they are extremely bad. They are destroying our productivity. And let me tell you why. Pull requests were born out of necessity. They were introduced in open source projects because they didn't have the luxury of having the whole team dedicated to one project, working all in as a unit, uh, maybe in the same time zone or in the same office. They don't have this kind of luxury because the idea of an open source project is that anyone can contribute all over the world. It's based on free contributions. So you want as many people as possible contributing to the project. But you need some way of gatekeeping the quality of your code. You don't want any hacker around in the internet contributing and maybe introducing bugs, security concerns, or anything else. So, because you don't have this luxury of having all the team in the same place, working as a dedicated unit, so you want to have some way of controlling it. And the way open source projects do it is by having pull requests. Even though they are slow, the alternatives, which are not having many people contributing or just having anyone doing it, but is it a good idea to have the same system used by open source projects in an agile team dedicated for a particular project? I don't think so. And let me tell you why. Because this process is really slow. And it's a slow because it's an asynchronous process. This means that you would create a pull request, you will send a notification to some reviewer, and you'll need to count on the reviewer reading the notification. So they will have to stop doing whatever they are doing, then read the notification, then start to understand what was this pull request about, because they might not be in context and they have to do a context switch. Then once they understand what it's all about, they'll start reviewing and they'll put comments. Maybe they don't understand exactly why did you do something, and they will ask in the comments as well. And then you will see the comments, and maybe in the meantime you started a new task, so you had to do a context switch, trying to understand what you did in the pull requests. And then maybe you don't agree with some of the comments, maybe some of the things that are being requested you don't understand. So, and this process can go on for days and weeks. And I've seen this, and it's really painful and sad to watch. So, how do we fix this? How do we address this problem? Well, I think one of the solutions that we can propose is to make code reviews synchronous again. Basically, having code reviews that are face to face, video calls, whatever, but they don't have to be asynchronous. Why would you have it done asynchronous if your team is dedicated to solving this particular software problem? You need to do it synchronously. If you do it like this, you will improve your productivity. Let me tell you why. First, you will time box the process, because you will have two people doing the process. They will be focused on trying to solve it because it's two people's effort. And also, as the reviewer, I don't want to waste the other person's time, and as the submitter of the pull request, I don't want to waste the reviewer's time. So we both will both be focused on reviewing it and making sure that we understand everything that's going on and that we agree on the changes. Also, I don't have to tell you that the communication over comments is way worse than a face-to-face communication. Even if it is on video call, it's a huge improvement over messages on the comment section of the pull request. So I think this is going to be a huge improvement in your productivity. And finally, then you have the fact that it's a better learning experience, because while you're doing a code review, you're actually trying to teach someone why you have to do things this way or that way. Let's say someone forgot to apply some good practice, or maybe it's the reviewer who has to understand and learn a new way to do something. So this is a learning experience, and doing it in person is going to improve your learning experience. Now that we're talking about doing it synchronously, why don't you make the process of code reviewing part of the development process? I mean, I think we can agree in this context that the process of developing software is at least a two-person job. You have one person who develops the code and one reviewer. And you want that to happen. You want a reviewer because it's better to catch errors in a code review rather than in production. So if you want two people doing this, why not have two people doing the coding together so that you can have the two parts of the process at the same time? You'll have the reviewing and the coding happening at the same time with two person doing pair programming. And this is really good for your productivity. It might be a bit counterintuitive, and it might be that some project managers are skeptical of this methodology, but actually there's research that backs the fact that pair programming improves both code quality and productivity. For example, the paper called Strengthening the Case for Pair Programming by Williams, Kessler, Cunningham, and Jeffries, they ran an experiment where they had 4 assignments assigned to a group of multiple students in a university over the period of 6 weeks. And they evaluated the performance of these students working individually and as pairs. In those cases, what they noticed is that the teams working as pairs had better performance than the teams working individually. You will notice, for example, better code quality, having 10 to 20% more of automated tests passed by the pairs compared to the individuals, and you would also have the individuals taking more time to submit the solution than the pairs. On average, the pairs submitted the solution 40 or 50% faster than the individuals. And this doesn't take into account that the individuals weren't asked to increase the code coverage. So if they would have increased the code coverage and passing more automated tests, then they would have taken even more time. So in the end, you have better quality code and faster by pair programming. Also, developer experience matters here. And I know that some developers don't feel comfortable doing pair programming. And I would say that if you don't feel comfortable doing it, give it a try. Because multiple surveys say that people that have tried pair programming actually like it. For example, one of the surveys says that more than 90% of the people who have tried pair programming said that they were enjoying their work more and that they feel more confident in the solutions that they are creating. So if you have concerns and you haven't tried it before, I would encourage you to actually try it and see how it goes. What about those of us who work as contractors? I have been working in software consultancy all my professional life, so I know what it is to work in the client's code base, because my work consists in building software for external customers. It's not I'm not building software for myself or for my company. I'm building it for someone else. So essentially I'm working on code that is not owned either by me or by the company I work for. And that means that I need to adhere to the client's standards and good practices. And I need to understand their tech stack. I need to understand their environments and all that. Because of that, what will usually happen is you'll have a point of contact from the client, a technical contact, that will do the code reviews, making sure that you adhere to all of their good practices and you're using their preferred stack and so on. And this is understandable and it makes sense, but it will impact your productivity. So you need to make this clear to the client. You need to make this as clear as possible. Otherwise, they will have a bad impression on your productivity. And the other thing that you need to start working on is in gaining your client's trust. In any scenario, you need to gain your client's trust. But it is crucial that you gain your client's trust on the way you code. So to tackle this problem, I suggest that you do the following. First, make sure that you understand your client's stack, technology, good practices, standards, everything. Create diagrams that will help you, documentation, show this documentation to the client, and make sure that they also see you are working on having a good grasp on their stack and their technology. This is very important. Then, once you do that, suggest having synchronous code reviews. I mean, face to face, video call, whatever, but suggest doing that over asynchronous pull requests. Otherwise, your productivity is going to be hit. Also, take note of everything the client comments, and if you can even take metrics of your errors over time to see if you improve and to show that improvement to the client so that you can have data supporting you, and this will increase your client's trust on your team. After that, you can also suggest that you can get approval rights for small fixes and maybe urgent fixes, these kind of things where you need to act very quickly. You can suggest that because you have gained their trust, they will probably give you this access. And if this doesn't happen, then reinforce the fact that you're working as an agile team and that you want to react as quickly as possible, and that teams and partnerships are based on trust, which is real. This is not consultancy mambo jumbo. This is the real deal. You need trust if you want to build great software. And then once you do that, you can see that you are doing things correctly. You can show all the progress and ask for the client's permission for you to merge any code review. And I think that approach will be a great thing to do and a great thing to try. I've done it, it works. So I think it's crucial for you to build trust with your client. Your client has to be part of your team. The team needs to trust the client, and the client needs to trust the team. The whole team has to be built upon trust. If you don't have trust, then the productivity is going to go really bad. So to conclude, what I say is that pull requests are dragging us all down. They are destroying our productivity. They are making our lives miserable, dragging us for days or weeks with code that needs to be merged so that we can have some feedback on it. And we need to address this problem. We need to stop doing these asynchronous things that are damaging our productivity and are damaging the morale of our teams. And if you do this, I believe that your productivity is going to increase dramatically. your team is going to be happier, and everyone is going to be building better code faster. So let me know your thoughts. Do you use pull requests? Do you use other code review techniques? How do you manage pull requests that are going on for days or weeks? Um, Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share, and all those fun stuff. And I'll be waiting for all of you in the next episode. Bye.